There we go. What's up, everybody? I just finished reacting to My Hero Academia live on Twitch, but you gotta watch it on your own. That's my fair warning. So if you want to join in on the live discussion, as you can see here, chat's right there. Just follow the Twitch channel. Link is in the description, or it's just OliveGrummer, Twitch TV/OliveGrummer. The episode itself was absolutely fantastic. Very, very, very good. I expected a little more back and forth between All Might and One for All. No, All for One. I'm going to get them confused. I know it. But I expected a little more back and forth fighting between the two of them, but it was absolutely fantastic. And then you had United States of Smash. That was absolutely amazing. Amazing. I wonder if we're going to get a new intro and outro next week. I wonder too. I hope so. I think it's in due time. I do like the new intro though. I do like the current intro. Absolutely love it. We play it on stream, at least every stream. But it's definitely our go-to song for stream. But overall, let me just go ahead and talk about the episode itself. And I think it was, I'm not going to say it was one of the best episodes that we've seen so far, but it was a good episode. Very, very good episode that we've seen. Probably, maybe top 5. I don't know. I don't think it's the number 1 because I wanted a little more back and forth. But again, it's my personal preference. It's just one of those things. But it was fantastic. I mean, the motivation, I just got a weird notification. The motivation between All Might and his predecessors, and we finally learn a little bit about where he came from, who he got his power from. And we also find out that the previous owner of the One for All is the villain. I forgot his name. She it starts with a SH. I cannot pronounce it unless I see it. But that is his grandma, which is wild. And it's kind of one of those things where you just know that hit All Might a little hard. They didn't go into quite, I think there was something that we'll learn next episode on why that hit him so hard, because they were kind of vague about it. They were basically All for One was saying, hey, this is his grandson, or this is her grandson, you kind of messed up. Or no, I mean, I'm not going to say you kind of messed up, but All Might realized he messed something up. But we don't know quite exactly what it was, because they were talking about changing people's hearts and this and that. So I think by the end of it, maybe Shigaraki, thank you, Rich. But I think Shigaraki might have a change of heart later on, which kind of makes you think, okay, well then who's going to be the main villain? With that being said, also All Might did say, hey, one day, Midoriya, you're going to be the one to fight All for One. But that obviously didn't happen because he got defeated by All Might. So that kind of makes me think, and that was the point that I wanted to talk about in the beginning. I was like, wait a second, because he said this, it's going to be your job to fight him one day, but it never happened because he's defeated now. So maybe, and I'm taking this foreshadowing very, very seriously right now. So I'm thinking that it might be him actually foreshadowing. I think it's raining, but it might not even be foreshadowing. It might just been one of those things where he just didn't expect to actually go against him. So I'm not quite sure, but I do think it's some sort of foreshadowing. Maybe it's just the rest of One for All fighting the rest of All for One, All for One's possession, his ideology, and Shigaraki's ideology. So maybe that could have been the foreshadowing, not necessarily physical fight between him, Midoriya, and All for One, because I really think Midoriya would have lost. I mean, yes, he had the 1,000,000% a few episodes ago, but if you really think about it, that villain is nothing compared to what All Might went against. I'm talking about Muscle versus All for One, because if you think about All for One, he multiplied like 5 different quirks, if I counted correctly. And then he also nullified the impact as well. So technically 6 with nullification. So it's one of those things where it's just like, yo, this dude would have put muscles, he would have flicked muscles away. So with that being said, I definitely don't think Midoriya would have stood a chance for God knows how long. Against Shigaraki, I think he could win. Shigaraki is just kind of one of those things where he's not a good fighter. He's not quite, I'm not going to say intelligent. He's intelligent, but he's not the most rational person. Like, if he were to be in a fight against even Kachan, Kachan would destroy him just because of, well, actually, the reason why I'm not gonna, physicality, from what we understand, Kachan would win, but they're both very emotional fighters, so I don't know about that one. I was gonna say on an emotional standpoint, Kachan would win, but then again, Kachan is super emotional, so I might take back a little bit of my statement, but I definitely know Kachan would win on a physicality. But I mean, overall, it just kind of makes me think, okay, now what? We do still have the League of Villains, but the problem is we don't have any input for the League of Villains. So now we got to think, what's next in the standpoint of Shigaraki and the other villains. You have the gate portal, and then the other guys who I just forgot. Those villains as well. I just forgot their names. Buzzsaw. Who's the one with the... Oh my goodness. I love his character design, and I could tell you his name any other day. But he has like it looks like his bottom jaw is like sewed on. Oh my goodness. I can't remember his name. But... So we got to take them into consideration as well. And you have to realize, we got to keep in mind that most of those villains working for Shigaraki are not really on the same mentality as him. They want to continue Stain's ideology. That's also why they saved Dabi. Thank you, Dabi. Yes, that's him. I absolutely love him. They want to continue his ideology, Stain's ideology, and that's why they saved Midoriya earlier on when they were in the training camp. So we also have to remember that as well, because Midoriya is a true hero in the sense of what they believe. And honestly, I'm not going to say they're wrong either, because they're not wrong. Not they. Stain specifically. They might have weird viewpoints as well. But if you're just going off of Stain's logic, yeah, he's a true hero, so technically they have nothing against him. That's also going to play into a pact, because Shigaraki wants to kill Midoriya now because he resembles All Might. So that's one of those things where we just got to take that in consideration, thinking about what's next. And obviously I have not read the manga, so I don't know either. And another thing that I wanted to say was, next episode we see it's going to be a lot of dialogue, maybe more backstory on All Might and his predecessor. But another thing we have to think about is the fact that Midoriya has a huge burden on him now. You could see it in that one very split second where he lays on his bed checking his phone. What you're a teenager who just got introduced to this power, who really is not as strong as most of the other people in his class, let alone the class below him, just on a physical strength standpoint, not including his quirk, of course. But now he has the responsibility of, you're next. You're going to be the next All Might. So that's another thing where not only do you have the physical standpoint, you got to think about it psychologically. And I don't know how the manga approaches it, but any good writer, they would write about how much pressure he has on his shoulders now. So that's another thing I definitely want to say is something we can look forward to in the what next as well. But overall, I'm going to give this episode an A. I cannot give it an exact number. I need a little more. I don't know, 97. I think it was a 97. It's definitely a high A. I'm not going to give it 100. Only reason being is because I personally wish there was a little more back and forth. That fight ended quick, which, I mean, I'm not complaining, but I'm like, man, I just wish it was more of a like no move versus All Might. That would have been dope. But then again, it was a literal all or nothing fight at the same time, so I got to take all things into consideration. But anyways, guys, those watching live, do you have any final theories, comments, questions? Those watching the actual recording, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to go ahead and end this recording and continue the discussion live. So if you want to tune in then, make sure you follow on Twitch, and we'll see you guys next time. And I will keep the live stream going, just like normal. But see ya.